Alright, so I'm playing Indiana Jones, and I'm going to show you where to get all 24 relics in Sukhothai. But before I do that and get started on
What's
the
this?
relics, this cogwheel puzzle where you have to do the left and the right gear train before you go to the hidden pyramid. There's 3 cogs, 3 gears that you need to take. There's 2 large ones and 3 small ones. You got to take the 3 small ones. Just take them with you. We'll need them at the end. So our first relic is actually just past that. When you jump back in the boat and head towards the hidden pyramid, you'll see these kind of ruined structures sticking out of the water a little bit. The first one on your right, you're going to pull your boat up next to and climb on top of. And just here you'll find the relic, just sitting on top.
Who made this?
So that's your first relic. You got 4 in total around this hidden pyramid area. So I'm just going to kind of run you through it from start to finish. If you don't know how to actually get into the pyramid, pull up on the far left structure that's hanging out of the water and you can swim down. You should have the breathing device by this point. And just follow the path that you took during the Blessed Pearl mission. If you haven't done that yet, maybe do that first and then come back to this, because you can't get all these relics until you've done that mission anyway. So as soon as you swim into this part where you had to move the concrete out of the way, swim straight up and turn to your left. It's kind of hard to see because it's dark, but when I turn around and head, you'll see which way I am right now. There's just a relic sitting on top there. So this is the way that you're supposed to go. If you've gone this way and didn't find that relic, just turn around from here. So straight ahead. We've got a bit of climbing to do. We'll drop down this hole first, and then we have to climb a fair bit up this pyramid before we get both of these next relics. The first one isn't too far. The last one is right towards the end of the climbing part. I'll speed this up a little bit. But after you do your first rope swing, you come into this room here, and you're supposed to turn to the left, but turn to the right and jump along these pillars. And you'll see your third relic sitting right there.
Beautiful.
At the end of one of those kind of fallen down, laying down pillars. And then we'll go to the left, we'll head the way we're supposed to go. After you've done the mission, there's no snake anymore, so you don't have to worry about the big snake if you're in the water. You could just swim the whole way through this, it's not a big deal. This is where you had to fight the snake. And then we got some climbing to do. And you'll come to this part where you have to shimmy along a ledge and then drop down. When you drop down, you're supposed to go that way across the gap, but you'll see a little skeleton sitting here, and just up behind it you can whip yourself up the wall. So this is a little bit further than it seemed because I did speed the video up a lot, so it might take you a little bit to get here. But it's just at the top of this vine. You just jump across the gap and onto the vine. And as soon as you get to the top, look down and the relic will be sitting right there. So that's relic number 4. And that's all for the hidden pyramid. But even further into the Blessed Pearl adventure for Sukhothai, it will take you to Wat Mahatat, and Gina will take you down this hole. That's pretty much the tomb and the chamber for the Blessed Pearl itself, where you find the actual idol at the bottom. The room I'm in right now is where you do the great game. Just past that, you drop down into some water, and just under the ledge that you fall from, there is a relic sitting on the ground.
So strange.
So again, if you haven't done the main story, you're going to need to have done it. Or you could get this on the way through. You can get all this on the way down the tomb during the mission if you like. And just down this long staircase here, you'll look to your right and you'll see that you can swing across a gap. So swing over that gap, and then you'll make a jump over to that platform, and there'll be a relic sitting on a rock.
Beautiful.
So there's one more relic down here. And down the bottom of that staircase that I just ran down.
Right.
We're going to make our way around this room.
Won't be swimming then.
Still gotta get across.
If you're doing it during the mission, there is piranhas in the water. So don't jump into the water, you're going to have to swing your way around like I am. You get to a ledge up here, you can swing your way to that center platform in the middle of the room. And that is the way you're supposed to go, but we're going to turn to the right here. And you'll see these little kind of bits of broken ruins that you can jump across. And there's a relic sitting over there on one of the broken bits of stone, I suppose. For the relic number 8, I'm doing
Well, at least we know
a
that
study
last
in
part is
fear
real.
fieldwork mission. And it has taken me to the explosion site, which is in the southeast of the map. There's like a hole in the ground that you have to go through, and you come through this whole temple part. And you'll get to this section here where you have to kind of come through the room, get to the end, climb up, and then go back along the platforms at the top. And you'll see this half gear spinning.
You mean other
Once
than
you
being
jump
a
over that
Nazi?
half gear, there'll be a relic just
Sloppy
sitting
amateur.
there.
Nasty piece of work.
So pick up that. There's 2 more relics during this mission. The next one is just after this water section, where you have to grab onto Annika's arm and she hooks you up. There's a relic just after this.
Thanks, Annika.
You would have done the same. Let's keep going. The real tomb is in here.
So as soon as you can run again, just run through here, and to your left you'll be able to climb up.
What do you know about his plans for the stones?
You can get in here later after you've done the mission. You just have to come in the back, like come in backwards, kind
Seems
of
like
thing.
your boss is hiding things
Or
from
yeah,
you.
just into your left. In here, it looks like a tunnel has collapsed or something. There's a relic just sitting in there. So the final room, this very final room where you do the last puzzle with the keystones and you get the idol, I guess, out of the sarcophagus at the end. Go to the door that you exit through, or if you come back later on, the door that you come back in through, and just turn up towards the sarcophagus, and you'll be able to swing your way across a gap, or climb up like I did, swing your way across a gap, and the relic's next to a skeleton of what looks like a monkey or something. There's the sarcophagus, that's the puzzle in the middle down there. But for number 11, we're actually in Wat Sa Si, which is in the northwest of the map, the top left-hand corner. We're going to come up the back of the compound and crawl through a gap in the wall. You actually come through here in the Lost in the Past mission. It's a fieldwork mission for Sukhothai. It brings you down these stairs, you grab a sledgehammer, smash a hole through this wall, and run down here. You squeeze through a little gap, and there's a pillar in the middle of the room that starts the mission. So if we get to that pillar and turn right, you'll see a little crawl space. Go through that little crawl space here, and you'll be able to whip yourself up a little ledge, and the relic will just be sitting at the top there. That's all that's really in this cave. There's just that pillar to start the mission with, and this relic. Just sitting there on the ground.
You're from a long time ago.
So for relic number 12, we're actually going to the very north of the map. We're going to start from the Wat Sa Si fast travel point. So pretty much when you just left that last relic, get back in your boat and head north. We're going to follow the path that I take.
You doing okay?
You take your first left and then your first
I know
right.
how to drive this thing.
Sitting in this boat is better now.
Good.
And it'll bring you to this, see this big tree ahead of me here? It looks like
Really?
it's a pretty distinct looking tree, but it looks like its roots are kind of sticking out of the ground a bit. Get to that tree. And there's a little ruin structure just behind it that you can swing across a gap. Do that, and there's a relic inside.
We'll just add this to the
So for
collection.
number 13, we're actually going to head even more north, get back in your boat, and head up towards the hidden pyramid. So we're heading up this river. The only thing that's up here is the hidden pyramid off to the left when the road forks. So left there is the hidden pyramid, but we're going to go right. And this takes us to this waterfall right here. So we jump off,
Watch
and
where
we're going to
you're
go behind the
steering.
waterfall. The only thing you need for this one is 9 relics in total. But by this point in the game, you have to have 9 relics. If you followed the guide so far, you've got 9 relics. Because you have to do a little puzzle to get into this door, and it's just over here to the side. Just put them in where I do. You might be able to do them in less than 9 relics, but I just kind of saw the puzzle and thought I'm just going to start sticking them in until I run out. But I have more than enough. So it's very similar to the 50 relics puzzle that you need, that you do at the end of the game. If you haven't got there yet, I won't say much about it, but turning left and turning right do different things. So you turn right, it makes all of the circles to the left, the right, the up and the down directions. Makes all of them pop out. If you turn it to the left, it just makes all 8 circles in a 1 circle radius around the one you've put it in pop out. So turning left and turning right do different things. So if you want to follow my guide here, take note of which way I'm turning it. But again, at this point, I think I've got enough relics to put 1 in every single hole, so it's not a big deal. The relics that pop out automatically are picked up, so don't worry about losing any. And there's another relic just sitting behind the door.
Who made this?
That's number 13 out of 24. This next one here is during the Kid Who Vanished fieldwork mission. You're with Gina, and it'll take you down to Wat Si Sawai, down in the bottom left of the map, the southwest. And you'll come through this door where you and Gina both have to press a switch at the same time. And there's a relic just straight ahead of you. You'll also come to this part here where there's a water puzzle. You have to put a bunch of different pipes in different directions to open the door at the end. You'll see a 2-handed weapon at the top of the stairs, so grab that. Come all the way down here and smash your way through that wall, because there's a relic on the other side of it. And during the same mission right at the very end, once you find the Kid Who Vanished, he will take you into this tomb. He has the key for it. And just through this door here, right in front of the big statue that's at the end, there is another relic. This is pretty much the end of the mission here.
A shrine to Shiva? How did they build this?
But come on through here and there's a relic sitting just in front of the big statue.
You're from a long time ago.
For number 17, we're going to the Fascist Armory. So if you're fast traveling, you'll go to the secret Armory entrance. And we're just going from the dock straight into the fence. You'll be able to crawl under the fence here. And you'll see a little tent off here to the right. In this first tent, just in a bowl or a tray sitting on a desk,
Beautiful.
is your 17th relic. So relic number 18, we're going all the way north to Voss's camp. There's a mystery in this building here. It's a building right to the southwest of the compound itself. I'm just sneaking my way in. You could use the Royal Army uniform that you can get in this camp if you want, but you'll find a chest here. Has a letter. You need 3 different keys, basically. From 1 in the Vatican, 1 in Giza, and 1 in Shanghai that opens this chest. So I'll show you where they all are. The first one in the Vatican, we're going to the excavation site. And we're going to go down the hole. Just drop down, come all the way to this tomb where the bulldozer fell through right at the start. And when you get to this room right here, we're going to turn to the right and go down a set of stairs that take us into a... there's a locked gate down here. If you haven't put the bust on the platform right there will be a bust around somewhere close by that you can put that on. And it brings you to this room here. It's got a chandelier hanging in the middle of the room. It's going to be hard to see in a second because it gets really dark as soon as you jump into this water down here. But jump into the water and you'll get to a log that you can move out of the way. Hopefully your brightness settings are turned up a little bit. But it's just in an underwater tunnel. There's a log that you need the breathing device to move out of the way. You couldn't do it on the first time around coming through the Vatican. And as soon as you get out of the water, the key is just sitting there at the top of the stairs. All of these are in underwater sections. So you do need the breathing device for all of them. The one in Giza, we're down at Kentakawa's excavation site. In the south, it's the south restricted area of the map. If you're looking on the Giza map, there is a red restricted area down the very bottom, so go there. We came here during the Secret of the
pal,
Queen
you
Mother
asked for it.
fieldwork mission in Giza, so there was a section. We're not going to the very bottom of the elevator, we're just going to the second level down, or the first level, this one right here, where the red and the blue cable came out of the power machine. We see here we've got the red and the blue cables. We're going to follow the blue cable in the door, turn to the right. We're going to follow the ruins up the stairs into another room and take your first left. And you'll come to a section where it's kind of surrounded by water. It's hard to see.
Adios, pal.
You can see a lot better once you jump in, but we're going just off this kind of pier or jetty to the right. And under that stone part of the wall, there is an underwater tunnel. You can see better once you see it. There you go. You come into here and for some reason it's a lot more lit up in here. And we're going to move that log out of the way now too. Swim through, and just up on the sand there is your next key, your Giza key for the chest. So now we'll go to Shanghai. This is a very short map, it's a small map, but once you return here it will take you to the very end of it, so you're going to have to go backwards, which is basically back to the start. But you'll get to this big courtyard section with a broken bridge, and up in the corner where I've just come to is another log that you have to move out of the way, that again you couldn't get on the first time around. If you just swim up under here, just sitting up on the rubble there is your third key. So once you pick that up, fast travel back to the Serpent's chest. Put all 3 keys in, and inside will be relic number 18. And that's pretty much it for relics that you can just go around and pick up. The remaining 6 relics are during the Cogwheel puzzles. I don't know if you've done any of the Cogwheel puzzles yet, but I'll show you them. There's 6 of them spread throughout Sukhothai. And you basically need to grab those 3 cogwheels I told you to get right at the very start. Come to this one that I've come to near the Waterfall ruins over to the west of the map. You'll be able to find 2 more cogs in here. Or 2 more small gears, whatever you want to call them. One on the floor, one on the wall. And that'll give you 5. You just keep collecting them as you go. And some cogwheel puzzles you need more than 5, so you kind of have to come to this one first, just to get the extra ones. Some cogwheel puzzles you need 8 or 9 cogs for, so we don't have that yet. You've got to kind of work your way up. Start from the bottom. This one you need 5 for, so you can do this one. But just put the gears in exactly where I'm putting them. But this is why it was important to grab those 3 cogs that I told you to get at the very start of the video. Once you pull the lever and the gears turn perfectly, the gate will open and that'll expose your next relic.
We'll just add this to the collection.
That's another thing. Don't forget to take them with you. Do not forget to pick them up because you won't be able to do the next puzzle without them. So yeah, just make sure you grab all of the small cogs that you put out during each puzzle. Here's the location of the next one. Behind the big structure in Wat Si Sawai. Pretty sure I got that right. Wat Si Sawai. Down the bottom where you did the Kid Who Vanished fieldwork mission. There's a cogwheel puzzle right behind that big structure. And I like to strip them bare because you can see exactly which hole I'm putting, especially the big cogs. It's hard to tell exactly which hole they are in, and they're usually not in the right spot. I haven't actually checked if they're in the right spot already or not, but I'll take them out anyway, just so you know which one they go in. So this one here, we've got 6 cogs. 6 small cogs, I should say. We'll use 2 big ones and 6 little ones. But yeah, once you get the gears to turn, you'll get another relic, and it'll just keep going like this until you've got all 24. There's 6 in total that you get this way. Doing all of these will also get you the gearhead achievement for completing the cogwheel puzzles, which, like I said, there's 7 in total throughout Sukhothai.
So
one of them you actually do during the main mission. That very first one that I grabbed the 3 original cogs from. So Cogwheel Puzzle 4 was south of the main village,
Looks
where
hard
you,
to steer.
the one where you meet Sunan's village and all that. Just directly south, if you just drive out of the gate and just south, you'll see this kind of wall that you have to swim under. You need the breathing device, obviously. Money on the ground, but swim your way up, and there'll be another hole in the ground that you can drop down. Take a photo of the pillars out the front of every hole, because they are notes. You'll notice I've been doing that. And just take all the cogwheels when you come across a new one. Have a look around on the ground like I'm doing, because you could find a second one there. I think there might only be 1 or 2 of these puzzles that have a small cogwheel on the ground, but it's worth having a look anyway. I haven't really memorized where every single one of them are. But none of them are hidden. You won't find any that are hard to find. They'll either be in a hole in the wall, or they'll be sitting right there in front of you on the ground. So this puzzle here, I actually could have... you see that gear there? There's 2 of them that have the white symbol on it. It's like a couple of diamonds almost. If you spin one of them, the other one spins. So I didn't really need to feed the cogs in a straight line up the middle like I'm doing. I could have just spun that big gear at the bottom, and it would have spun this one off to the left here. So if you don't have enough small cogs, or you're doing them in a different order that I am, you might not have enough to feed the small cogs around like I'm doing. So just run them from that top left gear there, which would have saved some space or some cogs, but by now, if you followed what I've done, you've got enough nonetheless. And this will be relic number 22, so we have 2 more cogwheel puzzles to go before we have all the relics for Sukhothai.
I made this.
And just, I can't stress it enough, just remember to pick up your small gears, because you do not want to come back. It's just a waste of time. Yeah, okay, so the next one, this is directly east across the river from the Wat Sa Si fast travel point. If you want to just go back to the village from that last one, you can fast travel up here. And when you get to your boat, just jump in and turn right, or turn east, and go straight across the river. And it'll bring you to another one of those wall things that we have to swim under and move the pillar, or move the log. Need the breathing device, obviously, but by this point you've more than likely got that. Have a look around for some gears. There's one on the wall. And I'll strip the puzzle again for you. This one's a bit more tricky because that big one in the middle will not move. It won't even move if you put a gear up to it. Like it can't turn, so you've got to avoid it. You have to avoid gears being interlocked with that middle one, which is kind of annoying, but it's not too difficult. We've got plenty of big gears for this one, but I think we use all or almost all of the small gears we have up to this point, so you will have to do this one and the next one. Actually, you will have to do them last after you've collected all the gears from all the other puzzles. You'll need at least 8, I think, or 9, 8 or 9 gears. What's that, 5? So we've used 5 and we haven't even come halfway around it so far. I think I have 10 gears in total, and that's 10 including the one I picked up from this puzzle here. Seven, 8, 9. So that's 9 gears you'll need for this one. Give you a good look at the puzzle, at the solution. And yeah, when they all spin, that'll be your relic. The next puzzle, I don't think gives you a gear. I don't think you actually get one from it, so Cogwheel Puzzle 6 might be the best one to go to second last, and then come to 7 last. So this is, you go to Wat Sa Si, and then you head north, like you saw on the map there. It has another one of those ones that will not spin. There's a few of them actually. This one has some small ones too that won't spin. The glare here actually really makes it hard to record this video because it kind of puts half the screen black. But I'll take this one a little bit slower just so the light can adjust and you can see a bit better. Again here we're going to use one of those, see that gear there that has the white symbol? We're going to use that this time. There's no other way to do it. I know that looks like it's interlocked with that gear to the right there, but it isn't. So we're safe there. And that looks like it's pretty close too, but it isn't. And that's your puzzle there. Hang on, I'll adjust it. There you go. That's your solution to the final cogwheel puzzle, and that'll be your 24th relic. If you're not sure where the cogwheel puzzles are and you need the map, I'll show you where the map is. So once you get that gearhead achievement, you don't actually need these gears anymore. You can leave them there if you want. But we're going to Tong Deng's hut. That's the map location if you're looking for the Cogwheels map. I'll also show you where the map is for the relics if you're looking for the relics map. Because there's 24 relics throughout Sukhothai, so they're pretty hard to pinpoint exactly where they are. But right at the very top in Voss's camp, we're going to the north, the very north edge of Voss's camp. And you come to these ruins down here. There's like a little temple, and there's a mystery inside. It's called Elephant in the Room.
They use elephants for a lot of things.
You don't actually have to complete the mystery, but about halfway through you can pick the map up.
There's an empty niche at the base of the shrine.
So I'll show you up to that point. If you need to have the video on the Elephant in the Room mystery,
Below here.
there'll be another video for that. But there's an elephant just to your right, like a little statue. Pick that up and put it in one of the pedestals under the statue.
Another
burn this hole in the wall, pick up the other elephant, and that first elephant you put in opened up this door to the right. So put that on that one. And what that'll do is open up the door on the left under the statue. So you pick up the elephant you put on the right, and then you put it on the elephant to the left. And that'll open up this door, and the Sukhothai Relics map is actually in here, in this room. So go and pick that up, and it'll tell you where all the relics are. So thanks for watching the video anyway. I hope the video helped you out in some way. If it did, like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.